Yeah. Here I am, R.A.W. It's your boy, Heaven Clark, the R.A.W. podcast, where we give it to you raw, R.A.W. We don't spare feelings. We don't do that politically correct stuff. We don't tell you what you want to hear. We tell you what you need to hear. It's early in the mornings. This podcast doesn't even have, it's so raw, it doesn't even have a time. We just come on whenever we feel like it. Right now on the on the East Coast it's 7:11 a.m. Thought I'd drop me a R.A.W. podcast. I had some things on my mind. Every time we drop one of these, man, most of the time it's not going to be the most popular opinion. It's going to be not going to be the most popular take, but that's what they are, man. And there's going to be sometimes, like I said, when I allow people to come on live, state their opinion. That's how it's going to be a lot of times in my live. Like I said before, I don't usually do a lot of phone calls or what have you. But with this, I'm going to be doing much more phone calls. All right. So it's the R.A.W. podcast. Right now, we want to talk really quickly. When you talk about who's the premier rapper, right? When you talk about who is the premier rapper right now in the game, some people's gonna say Lil Baby. Some people's gonna say, well, they're not saying the baby anymore. They was saying the baby maybe about 6 or 7 months ago. They're not saying the baby anymore. So some people say Lil Baby. Some people say, uh, you know, Lil Durk, I guess. Some people say Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar. Some people say Drizzy Drake. But almost every single person says, Drake, you better just enjoy being number one until Kung Fu Kenny comes back. And I just got to thinking, since you hear people say it so much, you start thinking sometimes, and you just start, sometimes you'll fall for the hype and you say, wait a minute, does Drake really have to worry about Kung Fu Kenny? At least that's what they say. So I just started thinking about it like, man, I wonder if Drake has to worry about Kung Fu Kenny. And I just got to thinking, and I'm like, why would Drake have to worry about Kendrick Lamar? Why? Why? And I look back at Kendrick Lamar. Now, this is what everybody's telling me now. Everybody is telling me this. Everybody's telling me that when Kendrick Lamar comes back, it is a wrap for Drizzy Drake. This is what people tell me all the time. This is what people tell me all the time. They say when Drake comes back, when Kendrick comes back, it's a wrap for Drake. Then I got to looking. I said, okay, let me look into this. The last album Kendrick Lamar put out was when? Because we have to take a dive into it. This is the R.A.W. podcast. Last time out, Kendrick Lamar album was what, 2017? That was the Damn album, right? Decent album, if you'd say. Would you say so? Decent album, Damn. Okay. Damn sold 600 and 3,000 copies in the first week. Big numbers, right? Big numbers for Damn. 603,000 copies. Woo! That's something. That was Kendrick Lamar's biggest first week sales. Damn, 603,000. You know, Certified Lover Boy dropped in September 2021. Hmm? Do you know the first week of Certified Lover Boy? Do y'all remember? You remember when everybody was saying, is it going to come out with Donda? Is Donda coming out first? What's going to be better, Donda or Certified Lover Boy? Remember? Remember? And the Certified Lover Boy dropped debut number one, 613,000 albums first week. And people consider it lackluster. That's like Drake's what, third or fourth best? It's like his fourth best, this numbers. 613,000 it stayed number one for 7 weeks, and Drake isn't satisfied. Drake's like, this is a lackluster performance by myself, I may add. If I had a chance to do it over, I'd scrap the whole album. Kendrick Lamar, let this sink in. Kendrick Lamar's biggest album was 603,000 copies. And we have to talk numbers. That's what it's all about. A lot of people don't like numbers when it doesn't benefit their narrative. But when it benefits their narrative, they say, oh, numbers, 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 numbers. It's not selling. You're not selling. What the F is this? B in Helen. So, good morning, Ashley. Good morning. Yes, yes, Lorenz, up early. Like I said, this is the R.A.W podcast, and the time that it comes on, it ain't no time. It's R.A.W. It's whenever I feel like going on. If something hits me, if I may wake up in the middle of the night and there's something on my mind, I say the R.A.W podcast is coming on. If y'all can't catch it, if you're not up, you can always catch the replay. But I was up because I was having a conversation the last couple of days, and then I go online. I'm hearing people saying, "I can't wait for Kung Fu Kenny. When Kung Fu Kenny comes back, it's a wrap for Drake." And then you start hearing people say it, and then you're like, "Wait a minute, maybe it's really true. Maybe it's really true." And then you look back at Kendrick's last album, you say, "Oh my God, 603,000 the first week, man." And then you look at Certified Lover Boy, and it did 613, and it was mid. It was mid. So I just have to ask people who have followed that narrative of wait until Kendrick comes back to save rap. What is Kendrick going to do with Drake? Somebody please tell me. What is Kendrick going to do with Drake? Kendrick dropped in 2011, right? And this is not a knock on Kendrick. This is not to say Kendrick is a bum or Kendrick can't rap. Kendrick is a great rapper. But there's checks, there's different boxes that you check. And being a rapper is not just lyrics. All right? They are both artists. They're both hip hop artists or rap artists. There's more than just lyrics that makes up an artist. You want to tell me Kendrick is a better lyricist than Drake? If he is, it's not as far as people think. Trust me. It's not as far as people think. But I'll give Kendrick the edge. I'll give him the edge on lyrics. But guess what? That's the only box he checks when it comes to Drake. You know it. I know it. 603,000 what he sold with his last album. 603,000 is like Drake's fourth or fifth best. I had to get up and do some research. I'm like, wait a minute, what are these people talking about? Why do these people have me researching this? Because the way people talk, you would think that is the truth. You would think it's the truth. You can be done following me. Why? Because I'm telling the truth. Oh, you don't like truth? I'm done following you because you don't like truth. Well, if you don't like truth, treasures, yes, I suggest you unfollow me because I don't do the narrative BS. I don't do the narrative BS. I just go by the facts. I just go by the facts. Clout chasing, I don't need the clout chase, my man. I don't need the clout chase. This is my podcast. You didn't have to come on. This is the R.A.W. podcast. You don't agree? Go do your own podcast. I'm not telling the truth about Kendrick. I'm telling the truth about Kendrick. I'm reading off the numbers. That so Kendrick didn't sell 603,000 copies and of his last album, which was his biggest. That's not a fact. I'm not telling the truth about Kendrick. I've only stated a couple of things. I said he's better lyrically, and his biggest album was 603,000. Those are the only two facts that I stated. Those are facts. You can look those up. Everything else is opinion that I back up with my facts. Who's got more hits? Who's had more hits? Drake. Who streamed more? Drake. Who sold more? Drake. Who's more versatile? Drake. Who's more consistent? Drake. Who's got they came out both came out 2011. Who's got more albums? Drake. Who's got more records? Drake. These are all facts. These are all facts. These are all facts. No, we can't. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Numbers are rigged all the time. No, because like I said, when the numbers work for the people that you like, no one says the numbers are rigged. That people only scream rigged when the numbers don't work for you. Sorry, I'm not letting you do that on my platform. I don't do that. The numbers are rigged until you can prove it. You come with some proof, and then we'll discuss it. If you don't got no proof, it didn't happen. The numbers are always rigged when it don't work to support your narrative. There will never be a big three like Lil Wayne, Nicki, and Drake. Never. Never. We definitely ain't saying Kendrick, SZA, and Kendrick, SZA, and who's those bums they got over in TDD, TDE? Oh man. All right. Okay. Bye. All right. Goodbye. You said bye. All right. I'll help you out the door. There you go. You said bye twice and then you were still here. Don't say bye and stay. If you're gonna say bye, go. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you on my platform. Just go. You people got me effed up, man. Y'all got me effed up. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you. This is my platform. I say what I want on my platform. R.A.W. podcast. Boy Heaven Hollywood. Kendrick Lamar. His best is Drake's fourth or when people when people want to hit record, when people want to get on the radio, when people want to get on the charts, who do they call? Who do they call? They calling Kendrick? They call let's be honest. It's the R.A.W. podcast, straight up raw. When people want to get on the charts, when people want hits, when people want airplay, when people want to go on streaming, when people want um the what you call it, those on Spotify playlisting. Who do they call? Do they call Kendrick or do they call Drake? Let's be honest. Who do they call? They want a feature. Are they calling Kendrick? When they want a feature, are they calling Kendrick or are they calling Drake? They're calling the sixth guy. So for everybody that's saying, wait until Kendrick come back, well, where is he? Where is he? Drake is working on another album right now. He's back in the studio because he said, "Oh man, I only did 613,000 of the last one of Certified Lover Boy. I might be falling." When it comes to a hip hop artist, you have several different um, credentials. You got lyrics, you got flow, you got durability, you got versatility, you got impact, you have classics, you have sales, you have chart hits. All right. And then when you check all of those boxes and you combine all of that, whoever has the most boxes checked near the top is considered the top of the game. Out of all of those categories that I named, if I put Kendrick and Drake side by side each other and I name all those boxes, Kendrick checks one box, maybe two. He hasn't had a big impact. He hasn't sold more records. He don't have more hits. He's not more versatile. He's not more durable. He's not more consistent. He just had better lyrics. That's it. That's it. R.A.W. podcast. Like I said, man, going forward, we'll be having some people calling in. I'll put the link there. I'll drop the link, and then you can come at me with some R.A.W. I won't cut you off. You'll be able to come on as long as you don't get disrespectful, as long as you don't start cursing. I'll let you say your piece. All right. If something else comes up, I'll be going live again, just dropping a jewel on y'all. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Heaven Clark out.